Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of bite-sized media, a subsidiary of Slate Media. I'm Jared, this is Jake. We're watching Star Wars Visions. This is Volume 2, Episode 8, called The Pit. Cue a Chris Pratt singing You Fell in the Pit, or whatever the Parks and Rec song is. Animated by Dart Stagio, I hope I'm saying that right, and Lucasfilm. I looked up the studio briefly. Their website is being worked on as we're recording this, so I couldn't read too much. But it's an American-owned 2D anime studio based in Tokyo. So
we're in for another anime style.
Yep, looks like it. And of course, in the cast list, we see Daveed Diggs. Looks like the main character. Love Daveed Diggs, so it'll be great to hear him in this. And yeah, we don't know much else about it. Of course, like most of these, we go in mostly blind. Just always look up kind of what each studio is known for and, who's in it. But yeah, just getting down to the end of the series now. And I've really enjoyed this end. Volume 3, as we've said in past weeks, is expected in 2025. Probably, what did they say, announced or starting to be released on May the 4th.
Day, yeah.
So, yeah, if there's a third volume, I'd check those out. But until then, we only have these 18 episodes, sorry. I looked at the 9, not the 18 episodes. And, Jake, anything to add about The Pit before we start?
Not really.
All right.
Looks like it's going to be a whole situation.
Gotcha.
Maybe. Based on some of these images that I see.
All right. Well, let's get to it and watch The Pit. Let's
take a bite.
Welcome back. We just watched The Pit. And as we've said for most of these, that was very good. I really like the different perspective and how there's no Sith or Jedi. This one, it was just focused on ordinary people.
Except she is a Force sensitive, at least.
Yes, it teased at the end.
Kyber crystal and it turned to color.
That's true. The point being, the bulk of the story is focused on...
Yeah, did you get the vibe that was her brother or her dad?
It felt like a brother. What does it say here? That's her dad.
That's her dad. Okay.
Yep. So it's okay.
There's like a time jump in there while they're digging that hole.
Yeah, but we saw it.
Well,
it wasn't even a jump. It was a time lapse.
I was just trying to figure it out where it's like, okay, because she talked to her mom, the little girl character. Like, okay, she looks like she's about 7. So if she's 7 and she wasn't there when they started.
And they built that whole city, so that would have taken a while. Man, it's like they're digging. I go, okay, and then they built the city, and it gets deeper and deeper. I go, okay, and then when they just leave them, I go, oh, we're doing one of these stories. All right, wow.
It is really interesting how they can show us the progression of time like that, but it doesn't really like settle in because it's not pointed out to us or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then that moment when they leave them, it's like, oh man.
Yeah, I think we were both like, uh-oh. We're done here. Uh-oh.
And Daveed doesn't have that many lines in this. He's got like 4 lines.
You can still tell it's him, though.
Oh, yeah, easily. And it's like it's like he doesn't speak for the first like 5-6 minutes because no one really speaks that much outside like the stormtroopers and the commander. And then he talks a little bit, and then he climbs out with the help of the little animal thing, which I think both of us thought Dark Knight Rises.
Yep.
The way it was like looking up at the hole and how he's climbing up. And he gets out, and of course they chucked him right back into the pit. I thought, oh man, is something gonna, like in my American mind, it's, some kind of force thing or something will save him. Nope.
He's just dead.
He's dead.
That's one thing that these shorts do well, I think, is showing the brutality of Star Wars without showing the brutality of Star Wars.
Yeah. And what I liked about like these kind of stories is the main character you think is Crux, but it's actually Livy, his daughter, and this is the inciting incident in her childhood that sparks everything. It's it's a sacrifice, to help them, and he makes it out, and then ends up dying to help them, and that's like her life has changed forever, of course now, and he helped rescue everyone then because of his actions. So this is one where it's like, yeah, I could see this. This feels, whereas last week we said this feels like a condensed movie or like 2/3 of a movie. This feels like the opening like 20 minutes of a movie. Or 10 minutes. Like, we'd have another time jump to where she's older probably after that scene.
Yeah.
So, cinematic, like the stuff with the lightning at night when he gets thrown in the rain is great. Mm-hmm. The visuals of it.
The fact that the townspeople can hear them saying "follow the light" from a hole that's
miles
away and like miles deep.
Or what? They don't have miles in Star. I think it's clicks.
Sure.
Or whatever it'd be. I don't know what the measurement. Yep.
Knows the measuring units of Star Wars.
I think it's clicks. And I don't think do they say day and night, or they might say night, but I think they say like rotations or something.
I don't know, dude.
I'm trying to think of other funny ones. It's like, well, why would they say what we Americans say necessarily? Like refrigerators are called freshers, I think. Or is that the bathroom?
This is one of those moments where I realize I'm not as into Star Wars as people think I am.
Yeah, there's so many levels to Star Wars fandom, though. It's like, I feel like I know a decent amount, but compared to like some of those like super fans, nope, not even close. Because I actually go outside.
I was gonna say I actually
do
go
stuff
cut
and
grass.
Have friends. Yeah, I love Star Wars. I also hate Star Wars. It's really stupid.
No. You hate what Star Wars has become.
It's not even that, because like that's easy to say. Like, oh, Disney Star Wars has ruined it. I wouldn't say that. I think it's a mixed bag of.
I think the live action stuff is kind of.
Yeah, I think there's good stuff and bad stuff. The thing is, there's so much of it. Of course, you're gonna have the whole spectrum.
That's fair.
It's oversaturation.
That's fair.
So it's not. I don't like what Disney has done to it as much as I don't like that Disney keeps pumping out stuff nonstop without letting anything sit.
That's fair.
That's what I think I don't like about Disney Star Wars, because Disney acquiring it doesn't bug me. We've gotten some great stuff. We've also gotten some bad stuff. That's just how it is. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of other stuff to talk about. It's one of those, like, the story's real simple, like most of these have to be.
Animation was pretty.
Oh yeah, looked great, as most of these do.
I forgot that kyber crystals don't really like have a color until the person who they're bonded to, because kyber crystals are like bonded to their Jedi. They don't take their color until the person touches it.
Yeah, that whole arc with the younglings in Clone Wars, where Yoda and the younglings go off.
Oh yeah, but not even just that. Just like any of the High Republic nonsense that's been put out about Star Wars. Like it's in Jedi Fallen Order. It's like one of the big moments. Like you go into that. I don't remember. Was the Jedi Temple they went into on Clone Wars the ice one?
The youngling arc?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're in like a desert. Because they joined that little circus act thing, weird episode. And they ran into Hondo and his pirates. I love
Hondo is one that needs to show up in the live action.
And it has to be at least voiced by Jim Cummings.
Yes.
Has to. Hondo. Every time I think when he showed up in Rebels, I think I cheered. Like, yeah! I was so happy to see him. It's like that crazy uncle that every time, it's like, while he's around, you're like, okay, yep, that's crazy old Uncle Hondo. But then when he's gone for a while, you can't wait till he shows up again.
It's also funny because he looks very different in Rebels because the animation style is different.
It's a little more updated, and he's older.
Mm-hmm. But then also, like, so Leia, I think, is in Rebels.
Yeah, briefly. Same with Lando.
Yeah, and they look weird.
Yep. Yes, they do. Because, again, animating humans, and these aren't just new characters. We're animating characters we've seen before. But it's weird because like Anakin and Obi-Wan look fine based off like the Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen's likeness.
Yeah, because we have an idea for what they're supposed to look like.
Well, we have an idea what Lando and Leia look like in live action.
Okay, but
before
you're talking
that.
about like you're talking about like live action versus Clone Wars and live action versus Rebels, right?
It's the same animation style for both shows.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think so.
What would be the difference in style?
The textures are different. The textures and shapes are very different.
Weird. It looks the same in the sense that it's the same studio and the same people animating it. The difference being it's updated because technology updates.
Well, and I think at least when it started, Rebels was more geared towards children than I think Attack of the Clones was, because Attack of the Clones has like.
Are you talking the movie Attack of the Clones?
No.
So you're talking Clone Wars?
Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I was like, wait, why are we talking about Attack of the Clones now?
Sorry. That's only a thing that I watched a year or two ago, so I'm not super versed in it.
Gotcha, yeah. Because I see the styles are the same, it's just updated. I'm just wondering why.
I see it that way.
Wondering why Leia and Lando look so weird compared to the others. Could be just the likeness we've seen from them was on film from the 70s and early 80s.
And it was supposed to be them like 10 years or 15 years before.
No.
Isn't it?
It's not that long before Episode 4.
How long is it before Episode 4?
A couple years.
Really?
Ezra is, here we get all nerdy. Ezra is a day older than Luke and Leia. And he's like 14 when the show starts, and Luke and Leia are 19 when Episode 4 starts.
I guess you're right.
So it's a couple years. And Lando
there is no way Luke is 19 when that movie takes place.
I think he's 19.
Oh my God, what a whiny little bitch.
And I feel like Lando's a weird one because it's got to be after a certain point. Because it's supposed to, he's not part of the thing, or is it before he goes to Bespin? I can't remember. I haven't seen Rebels in like 5 years or something.
You watch it again. It's good.
Oh yeah, I know. I loved it. Just it's been a while.
And now we have live action representations of most of the characters in there.
Yeah. I think the only one we haven't seen in live action, we've only heard him in a live action movie, is like Kaden.
And we only heard him in Rise of Skywalker, right?
Yep, in that one sequence.
I'm surprised that they didn't have him do like a voiceover something for Ahsoka.
Yeah, there's also a lot happening character-wise.
That's true. Maybe if we get a more Ezra-centered show or movie, they would.
Anyway, do you have anything else to say about The Pit?
No, it's good. I liked it. I wish we had a little bit more of it.
Yeah, again, this is like the start of a movie, whereas a lot of these have been, I'd take a full series of this, and others have been, I'd take a feature-length movie. This one's like, I'd like to see the continuation of the story if this is the start of a movie.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So, as we're trudging through Star Wars Visions, of course, we only have one more episode left, and then the final thoughts episode the following week, and going through Marvel on Tuesdays. In the meantime, Jake, tell the people where they can find us.
All right. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter.
Now known as
Sorry. Yeah, Twitter, now known as X. Instagram, the ever funny TikTok. If you prefer to listen to us as a podcast, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast. Or you can check us out here on YouTube. And if you feel so inclined, hit that like, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell, get notified whenever we upload new videos. And next week, we're going to come back at you with the finale for Visions.
Yep, it is called, oh boy. So it's AAU is how it's spelled. So Ow Song or Ow Song. We'll know next week when we watch it. Animated by Triggerfish. And that is the most recent episode of Visions that exists. Of course, we've mentioned there will be probably more next year.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, let's
take a bite.